welcome to class. We have a mat workout again today. All you will need with you are a small set of hand weights. If you don't have any, grab some water bottles that are the same size, some cans, or you can go without and just do the same movements and create the resistance with your own body. So we are going to start today kneeling on our mats, high on our knees. So, in about the center, knees are right under hips, feet are directly behind you, tailbones tucked under a little, and we're pulling up through the stomach. Just start to slow the breath down. So you're taking a deep breath into the sides of your ribs, and then as you let that air out, just trying to draw up through all that musculature at the bottom of your abdomen. Breathing in. Try and get all the air out as you breathe out. Just kind of see how you're feeling. If you need to roll your neck around, loosen up your shoulders. See if you're stiff or tight anywhere. And then once we're here and we're good to go, we're going to start just sitting back towards our feet, arms come out, and then pressing up. Sit back towards your feet and press up. We'll take it slow to start with. Arms push back like there's something behind you, thicker than air. Reach forward, press back like you're pushing away. Leg muscles start to warm up at both the front and the back, and then we can pick up the pace. Breathe out as you lift, breathe in as you lower. Out as you lift, in as you lower. Keep your head in line with the rest of your spine. We'll do a couple more of these. Just trying to get the heart rate up a little bit here. Get your circulation going, blood pumping, and warm everything up all at once. Good. A little bit more. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to spin our feet out to the side and then sit. You're right up on your sitting bones, the pointy ones at the bottom of your pelvis, and your feet are out in front of you flat on the mat. Ankles, knees, and hips lined up. Hands can just be resting on your knees to start with. You want your head, shoulders, rib cage, pelvis all stacked up nice and tall. We breathe in and try and create some space in the spine. Breathe out, just tuck your tailbone under and roll off your sitting bones onto your tailbone. Breathe in, sit tall. Breathe out, roll back. So the top of my spine isn't really doing much. I'm keeping my head in line. My shoulders and ribs aren't really going anywhere. The movement's coming from tilting my pelvis under and back. Under and back. My abs start to draw in as I tilt back, create a bit of a curve in here, and then they relax as I sit tall. Down and back. Good. You can concentrate on pelvic floor a little bit by thinking about bringing those two hip bones at the bottom closer together. Couple more here. You can start to make the movement a little bit more exaggerated as you get the whole spine involved, so you can drop the head down, really rolling through and warming up. Good. 2. Last one, we're going to roll all the way back till we hit the mat. I'm going to need to slide forward a little because I went too far off the end. Beautiful. Now we are flat on our mats. You're just going to bring, pardon me, both feet up, so that shins are parallel to the ceiling, knees are stacked right over hips. Arms will go out to at least a 45 to give us some support, and then we breathe in and tilt in one direction. Breathe out, bring it back the other way. Pardon me. Go the other way. And then come on back. So as you tilt this way, make sure the opposite shoulder stays flat to the mat. As you breathe out and draw back, those abdominals pull you in. So we're thinking about our obliques, the sides of our waist here. Knees stay glued together so that the hip picks up off the floor. If it's too easy, chuck one leg out straight as it comes over. and back, up and over. Need to bend my legs, I'm too close to the wall, and back. I'll do one more to each side. Shoulders down, all the way through as well, not just the tip of your shoulder, but the whole shoulder blade should be in contact with the floor. And we come back. I'm gonna have you place your hands at the base of your head, right where your neck and skull meet, and then curl forward, keeping the pelvis nice and stable, and we're leaning up into it with your head in a nice position. Here we're just gonna drop one toe to the floor and then bring it back up. Drop the other toe down, bring it back up. Toe comes down and up. We're concentrating here on what we're not moving. So my spine doesn't change when my leg lowers. My pelvis doesn't roll back when it lifts. My abs are hopefully holding me up here. And while this part of my abdomen is tensed to keep me lifted, I'm able to still breathe freely and deeply into the side of my ribs. Last two. And one. Now as the next knee drops, I'm gonna turn towards this one and come back. Turn toward the knee, come back. Roll it over, bring it back. Roll it over, bring it back, and carry on. Breathe out as you twist into center. Out as you twist into center. Try and keep both hip bones steady on the mat. Try and keep the lift through the chest. Good. 2, 1. Gonna shoot the legs and arms straight out long and start pumping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we breathe in for 5 and out for 5. Legs here is fairly easy to hold. Lower is going to be harder for you. Feet to the floor is going to be easier. All the way, you can also do one leg and then make sure you switch to the other. The arms are going to pump straight and from the back. So I'm feeling this in the back of my body. These are the hundreds. So we try and make it to 10 breaths in and 10 breaths out, which ends up being 100 pumps of the arms. But I've never been able to count and talk at the same time. So if you know where you're up to and you want to keep going, you can keep going. Or if we've already made it there, you can stop. I'm going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then put my feet down, put my hands down. Relax for a moment. Arms are going to come overhead. Legs are going to stretch out long. I sweep the arms around, and then I curl my head off the mat. Start to reach up and over. Beautiful. Big breath into the back of the ribs here. As you reach forward, and then as you breathe out, arms are going to come up and over with us. So my tailbone tucks under first. So really curl at the pelvis, curl, curl, curl. Try and put your lumbar vertebra down first, then your ribs, and then the rest of you. Arms are going to sweep around as I breathe in and lift my head out and sit up. Coming over, reach for the toes. Big breath in here. Breathe out. Tuck. Really take your time. Tuck under. Try and get every vertebra its own spot on the mat, and then roll down. Sweep the arms around. Breathe out. Follow them up. Beautiful. Couple more. Arms can go overhead to make it a little harder. Top half of your body is then heavier. The challenge is greater. So long as we're moving with control. Good. We're going to stop at the top here. Scoot back on my mat a little so I'm more in the middle. My feet are going to separate to hip width, so not as wide as my mat, but not together. I'm going to start by growing tall, tilting just my head, neck, and shoulders forward, while my lower back stays where it was, my arms reach forward. I breathe in here, I breathe out, and sit back up. Now I'm going to take my right hand and swing it open. I'm going to try and turn at the waist and look over that back shoulder. Feet stay facing forward. I'm going to turn back closed. Breathe in, grow tall, lean forward again. Upper back pulls forward, lower back pulls back. I stretch the spine. Good. Breathe in, breathe out, sit up. Spin the opposite arm open, and really use your eyes to turn as far as you can with the head. Feel the wrap coming from the waist, back to the middle. Breathe in, grow tall, speed it up a little, roll down, reach for the feet, roll up, spin open, look over that shoulder, come back, breathe in, breathe out, lean forward. Breathe out, sit, spin those arms open, really look, really reach, come back around. One more to each side, head goes down, neck, shoulders, ribs, lower back is pushing back. Come back up, spin it open, turn at the ribs, not just at the arms. Come back, roll down, roll up, open, close. Perfect. We are going to roll back now into our ab series, so if you need to move forward to make sure you've got room on the mat for your head, do so. Roll all the way back until your lower back is down but your chest is still lifted. Swing the arms around and hold onto the back of your head and neck. I want you to bring one leg up off the mat and then the other. With both legs there and your pelvis firmly pressed into the floor, you're going to lower one leg, breathe out, lift it back up, and then the other. Breathe in and down, out and up. You can reverse the breath if that's easier for you. And again, we're concentrating on what we're not moving more than what we are moving. So I'm trying to hold my abdomen still. I'm trying to hold my pelvis still. And I really don't want my spine changing. Especially as that leg lowers, you don't want your lower back to arch high up off the mat. Keep the abdominals drawn in at the front. Those two front hip bones feel like they're drawing together. Good, last one here. Last one there. And then we're just gonna switch, 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 switch. If you need to put your head down and have a rest, you can. If it's too much, you can bend the knees and start switching and curl up. But if you can keep them straight, do. 3, 2, 1, both legs up. Head down if you need to, keep it up if you can. You're gonna lower and lift the legs. Again, without moving the spine. So if that means bending at the knee and just toe tapping, that feels like it's enough for me today, because I did this yesterday and I'm a little bit sore. Or if you want to keep them straight and just go as far. Down and up. Try and keep that pelvis steady. Don't let the spine bend. 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees to tabletop if they weren't there already. Pop the head down briefly. Hands are still supporting the back of our neck. Knees stay up, pelvis stays flat on the floor. We breathe in here, we breathe out and lift. Breathe in, come down. Breathe out, lift. Let's do 3 more of those. Last one. Stay up and then turn toward the knee. Switch, switch, good. Try not to rock and roll through the hips, but twist from the waist. Have those ribs roll side to side. Look toward the knee, elbows wide in peripheral. Last 2, last 1. Bring the other knee back to the start. Roll over onto your side. I'm gonna scoot back so I'm not too far off my mat. You can leave your head up on your hand like it was and bring the other one down. Bottom knee is gonna come out at a 90-degree angle, so shins parallel to the mat. Top leg lifts up to hip height. I'm gonna flex my foot and bring it forward and point my toes. Take the leg back. What we're looking for here, again, is that the pelvis stays still. The leg glides on that same line, like it's up on a shelf or something. We've got a little bit of lift through the waist. So if you find that hard to achieve with your head up, you can drop your head down, lift through here, keep that leg gliding. Good. Couple more. So you imagine you've got a wall behind your pelvis, which is not letting you peel forward or push back. And we're just kind of stuck there. The last one, stop right above the hip, and then we're going to circle forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse the circle. If you struggle with the circle, you can always go down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, in more of a square. And then once the shape starts to make sense in your brain, you can curve those edges and turn it into more of a circle. Trying to hold everything still except that leg in the socket. I say as I wobble. Okay, both legs out long, head down if it's not already, top hands balancing on the mat. We're gluing those legs together. Really push the top hip away, lift the waist off the floor at the bottom or away from the floor, it doesn't have to pick up. We breathe out to float the legs up as one unit and bring them down. Breathe out and in. Bottom leg's doing the heavy lifting here. Top leg's a little bit more relaxed. Pardon the sirens. So you'll feel inner thigh on the bottom leg lifting and lowering. Don't want to see the top of the body lift up like a little salmon trying to get there with the legs. Leave the body, top of the body melting into the mat as the legs lift and lower. Good, 2 more. Lift and lower, lift and lower. We now slide the legs apart and bend the knees and push ourselves up to sitting. We're in our Z sit. One shin forward, one shin to the side, trying to get both hip bones down. So okay, that top knee lifts. Arms come out to the T. I'm gonna breathe in and then tilt over the front leg, side reach. Big breath in, breathe out as you sit back up. We'll go again. One more. Good. And then just grab onto the back shin and counter stretch the opposite way. It'll be easier to keep this hip bone down as we reach up and over, arm long and strong. Beautiful. From there, the legs are going to swing around and we start the whole circuit again on this side. So, bottom leg is bent 90-90. Head can be propped or laid down, either way. Top leg is at our hip height, doesn't need to be any higher. We're reaching out of the socket. We flex it forward and point the toes back. Flex forward, point back. Good, keep an eye on that hip. Make sure it's staying as still as possible. If you struggle or if you wobble a little, press that bottom leg harder into the mat. Give you a bit of stability. It is easier if the head is down. It's also easier because this leg is bent. If it's too easy for you, you can straighten the bottom leg out. It's going to take away some of your base of support and make it harder for you. Beautiful. Last 2. Last 1. We leave it right in line with the hip and we circle forward. So it's down, back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward. Keep the circles relatively small because you don't want them affecting the shape of your waist. You don't want your hip picking up towards your rib. Last 2. Last 1, we reverse and go the other way. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Leave that leg long. Slide the other one out to meet it. Your legs can be slightly in front of you on the diagonal to give you a little bit more balance. Head comes down if it isn't already. Legs squeeze together, top hip reaches away, and we float the legs up and bring them down. So more than trying to look for height in this position, if you think about reaching your toes for the wall underneath you or away from you, you'll get the stretch out. You'll still feel it in the top of your waist and the bottom as you lift the legs up. Bottom leg, again, remember, it's doing the heavy lifting, inner thigh. So you can almost dead weight the top leg if you want to. See if the bottom leg can take it all the way up and bring it down. Let's do 3. Beautiful. 2. Last 1. Slide those legs apart. Come up to our sitting position. Again, 2 sit bones down, top knees allowed to float up, arms reach out. We breathe in to tilt, out to stretch. Breathe in at the bottom, breathe out to come up. Go again. Really reach the ribs off the hips and the arm over the head. Imagining that we're up against a wall with our back, so we can't push back through the wall, but you don't want to come forward off the wall either. Grab the opposite shin and have a quick counter stretch in this direction. Beautiful. We're going to stay up here and grab our weights. Mine are only 1 kilo, they don't have to be heavy. Anything from 500 grams to a couple of kilos will do the trick. The main focus while I'm here is actually sitting up straight. You'll notice that my legs don't always push flat into the mat. Tight hamstrings sometimes you need a little bit of grace in those knees. But if you can sit up straight with the legs out, please do. Head is pushed back over our shoulders, ribs are stacked right over our hips. Weight in each hand. We'll start easy and we'll build our way up. So elbows are bent and in by our sides. Knuckles are forward. You're just going to open and close the arms. Keeping an eye on the posture. My elbows aren't really moving from my body. So these are my rotator cuffs. I feel like I'm pulling the weights apart and then bringing them back together. This is at the back of the shoulder that you should be feeling it. Kind of near the armpit. Just in here. These little muscles are responsible for keeping our shoulders rolled back. Good postural muscles, but also for opening and closing our arms like we are. Another way to do this, if you want some more, is to lift the elbows up and have them lift up and down. Lift up and down. You'll feel them rotate the arm bone in the socket. Beautiful. We're going to pick them up, elbows out in front, knuckles to the ceiling. If you haven't already gotten to this point, we're going to open and close. Open and close. Beautiful. What I want to make sure of at the front is that we're not flaring the ribs out, but you keep those tucked in over the waist. So again, we're sitting up tall, creating space in between our backbones, trying to reach up through the top of the head. Sit bones are nice and firm into the floor, and there might be a little bit of heat now starting in those shoulders. Elbows are slightly below shoulder height. Beautiful. Last two. Last one. You're going to drop one weight to the floor. Actually, change my mind. Elbows come out. Giving it to you back to front. Like you're hugging someone or a tree, because it's called hug a tree. Elbows come out and back in. Wrists follow. So we hold the curve in the arm. You don't want the weights going any further than you can see in your peripheral. So if you've gone back here, you've gone too far. Keep them just in line with the body. So the elbows will come in line with the torso, and the hands will be just in front where you can see them. Probably starting to feel this a little in your shoulders. We open up, feel the shoulder blades glide on our ribs, and then as we squeeze close, we imagine that we're hugging someone nice and tight. You'll get this in the front of your chest as well. Are you sitting up tall? Is your head back where it should be? Are your ribs over your hips? Abs are on to hold us up. Last two. Last one. Now we go to our switches. One comes down and one comes up. My palms are facing in, but you can also have your palms facing the floor. And we're just going to switch and switch. Same thing here. We watch the alignment of the rib cage. If you're not very flexible in the shoulder joint, you may need to stop kind of more here, because if it doesn't want to go by itself, you'll need the ribs to arch to get you there. So working on our posture. Working on our nice slow breathing. Picking those arms up and down. Good, you'll feel it more in the front of the shoulder if the palms are flipped towards the floor. Nice work. 3, 2, 1. Bring the top arm, the bottom arm up to meet the top arm. Elbows point at the roof now. Weights are held behind our head. Knuckles are facing one another. We reach the arms up and back down. So these are our triceps. We're working on the back half of the top of your arm. Again, trying not to move that torso too much. Bend and extend at the elbow. Nothing much is happening at the shoulder joint. Breathe in as they come down. Breathe out as they lift up. In as they come down. Out as they lift up. Good. Keep going. You got it. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Flip the palms up, bring the elbows out in front of you, and we're just gonna bicep curl to finish off. So again, elbows stay where they are, and we bend at the joint and out. If your weights aren't heavy enough, or if you've done all of this without weights, you might be feeling the burn in your shoulder, but not so much in the rest of your body. That's okay. Imagine that these hands are squeezing a ball as they touch your shoulders. So press down on your imaginary ball. If you can create that resistance in your body, you'll be able to feel a lot more, and you don't even really need the weights to do it. Good. 5 left. 4, 3, beautiful. 2, and 1. Pop your weights back off to the side. We don't need them anymore. Give your shoulders a little roll and a back slap. Good job sitting still for so long. We're going to scoot forward on our mat so we've got some space. Then roll flat. I'm actually going to move a little further so the camera can still see me. I'm going to bring my hands up and face them inwards, and my knees up and squeeze together. I'm going to reach my left arm, my right leg away, and then back, away, and then back. Beautiful. Again, what isn't moving is my pelvis or my spine. So my core is working hard here to stabilize me as I take the weight of my arms and legs out away from the center of my body. You can feel that your body wants to roll, particularly towards the leg side. Breathe in as you reach. Breathe out as you come back up. Good. We're going to add on a layer. As I extend my arm and leg up, I'm going to roll into a V-sit. My arm stays behind my head, my leg goes along where it would have. I roll back down. Roll on up. Try and hold. Roll back down. Just do 3 on each side. So this is 2 on that side. Try and roll through the spine as much as you can. To the second side. Beautiful. 1 left on each side. Head picks up. Roll onto your bottom. Reach with your arm and leg. Roll down. Roll up. Roll down. I might have overdone it. I forgot where we got to. Feet down. Hands down. We're going to do a pelvic curl. Normally we do these at the beginning. Feet are about hip width apart. Toes point straight forward. Breathe in at the bottom. Breathe out. Pick your tailbone up off the mat. Roll all the way to the top. Ribs and hips are connected at the front. I'm going to come up onto my toes. And I'm going to squeeze my legs in together. Let them back. Roll through my spine. And then put my heels down. So again, a little bit slowly. We breathe out. Pick the tailbone up. Roll through our vertebrae till we get to the top. We lift our heels. Draw the legs into meet so knees are touching. Legs go back out. Roll through the spine. Put the heels down. Let's pick up the pace. Roll up. Heels, thighs, roll down. Roll up. Pick up your heels. Thighs come together. Let them go. Come down. Beautiful. And again. As we draw the thighs together, the inner thigh really works there, as well as the glutes will be tensing up to try and assist getting those legs in and keeping the hips high while we do it. Should be feeling some heat through the back of the legs, including the calves, while we're up there balanced on our toes for our calf raise. Oh, try not to sway. Let's do 3 more. Good. Heels down. Roll up. Toes in together. Come down. You got 1 left. Starting to feel the burn. In. Roll down. Place those heels flat. Beautiful. Now we're going to press straight into a hip lift. Just up and down. Good. Hips press. So same position we were in before, but we've taken out the roll of the spine and we're pressing ourselves straight up. Beautiful. Now I'm going to lift 1 heel off the mat. Toes are still down. We'll do 5 more. Your feel the weight transfer more into the foot that's flat to the mat. Last two. Last one. Switch heels at the bottom. Go again. 5. More of the weight is taken by the leg that has the heel down. 3. Good. 2. Last one. Now we're going to try something else. Your options are, if you're strong enough, you're going to have your leg all the way to the ceiling to press up. If that feels like it's too much, bend the knee. If it's still too much or you're happy where we were, leave the toe down. I'm going to start straight. I press up. Leg lowers toward the floor, leg lifts, I come down. The bent leg version is up, toes, up, down. So up, lower the leg, lift the leg, come down. Lower, lift, come down. Leg goes toward the floor, toes don't necessarily have to touch. Keep the integrity of the spine there, nice and flat. Use your hands if you want to feel it. Last one, up, lower, lift, come down. Switching legs. You know what your options are? Let's get straight into it. We'll just do 5. Lift, lower, lift, down. Up, lower, lift, down. Good. Keep those ribs in check. Make sure they're plugged in. Make sure the hips have stayed even and you're not dropping one. Sacrificing the pelvis to get there. Lost count again, so we'll do one more. Beautiful. And then bring the leg down. We're going to roll straight onto our stomachs here. Arms are coming forward today. Forehead is down. Pubic bone is pressed into the mat and abdominals are drawing up. We take a few breaths to get ready. And then I want you to pick your head up on a breath in. So you're just gonna lift the head, look forward a little with the eyes, and just head and shoulders up and down. Breathe in. The hands will start to come towards you a little bit. It's okay if they're sliding on the floor. As you start to warm up in the back here, all the work coming from the upper back, lower back is turned off by the hips pressing down and the abs coming up. You can start to get a little higher and down. Come up and down. You still want the lowest ribs to stay down while you do this. So no higher than that. Keep us out of our lower backs. Legs thrown together if you can. Adds a little extra challenge for some of us whose legs naturally want to come apart as we lay face down. They want to flop out to the side. Come up, come back down. Breath in, open the chest, eyes come forward and down. You can get as big as you like, so long as that lower back isn't taking all the weight. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And down. We're going to now float the hands off the floor. Lift the head. Arms are going to come back and shoot forward. Come back and shoot forward. Good. 3. 4. Feet stay down. 5. Abs stay up. 6. We don't have to be high. 7. 8. Extend the hands behind you. Flip the palms to the ceiling. And now try and push them upwards. 5. And light. Let's do 5 more. 4. 3. 2. 1. Hands come back under our shoulders. We press back and rest the back of the body. Have a little moment here. We're going to roll back onto our stomachs in a quick second and do something for our legs, and then we'll jump into our plank. So, laying forward. Hands can be under your forehead now, just resting. I want you to try and bring your heels together. Knees will slide out, might go about mat width. So wherever you can get your heels together and your knees apart. Heels are facing the roof. Try and keep the whole upper body nice and relaxed. Pelvis is still pressing into the floor. Just going to breathe out and push our feet towards the ceiling. So we can lift the heels up. Feel like you're trying to push something heavy off your feet. You'll get this all in the back of the hips, in the glutes. Little bit in the hamstrings as well. You can flex the feet. That helps you feel it. Make sure you're staying out of your lower back. Good. So relaxing the upper body. Lower back taken out of it by the abs picking up off the floor and the pelvis pushing down. And the legs are just pulsing to the ceiling and coming down. It's not going to be very high. Our legs don't go super far behind us without our back arching. So the knees kind of just hover off the floor and come back down. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, keep those heels together, 2, last 1, straighten the legs out and then push yourself back quickly. 1 more time to stretch those out. Beautiful. We're going to rock forward onto hands and knees. Hands are under our shoulders, knees are under our hips, and when you look back you shouldn't see your feet behind your knees because they're in a direct line. We're going to curl the toes under. Breathe in, prepare, make sure we're nice and long. Breathe out, just hover the knees off. You'll see that I didn't lift far. Come back down, we'll do a few more practice runs and get ready. Breathe in, breathe out, just hover slightly. Come on down, your head long, the tailbone long. Come back up and down. Breastbone is floating off the floor. Hands are really pushing away. Should be feeling the sides of your body working here. Last one, I'm going to stay up here. Then you're going to step out on the right, out on the left, in on the right, in on the left. Reverse it. Out left, out right, in left, in right. Out, out, in. Keep alternating legs. Out, in, out, in. Beautiful. Keep going. If you're feeling the burn, you can come down, take a break, and go again. We can push through it so long as you have good form. Beautiful. Let's make it our last 2. And then rest those knees down. Come off the hands for a second. Roll the wrists out. Roll the shoulders out. We're going back up for some shoulder taps. So feet will stay still and hands will move this time. Hands back where they were. Toes tuck under. We breathe in to prepare. We breathe out, we come up. Try not to move your body too much. One hand comes to your shoulder. We will sway a little side to side. Your hands slightly closer to the midline of your body. There'll be less rocking around. We just brace with our tummy. Belly button up, off the mat, towards the spine. Everything long. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That burst of sun is giving me away. You can see me sliding. Good. We're just gonna come back up now onto our knees where we started. Pelvis is tucked under to keep us stacked nice and tall. Here's our challenge for the day. I'm going to try and stay in this position as I breathe in to get tall, and then my head rolls forward, my shoulders roll forward. I want my lower back to roll. I'm going to try and keep my hips over my knees until I drop down gently onto my hands. I then tilt my tailbone up, let it ripple through my spine until I get to my head, look forward, big stretch. And then I tuck the tailbone again. I'm going to try and get as far as I can under, and then take the hands off and roll back up. So these are like the roll downs we do standing, but made so much harder when we're kneeling and we haven't got very far to go. Keep the shins down. Only drop gently when you need to. Watch out for the wrist. Tailbone goes up, unravel through the spine, look forward, chest open. Tuck under into your cat stretch, and then try and lift your body back up. Oh, my shins want to come up all the way. It's challenging. One more. Head down first. Neck, shoulders, ribs. Try and stay where you are. Try and stay where you are. Try and stay where you are. Hands down. Tailbone up. Ripple through the spine. Look forward. Big breath. Chest forward, and then we're going to stay on our hands and knees for a cat stretch. Pelvis tucks under and we try and push the lumbar here, not so much about the upper back. And then as we come forward, not as much about the lower back. Tail tips up a little, but we're really working on trying to get the top of our spine opened up. under, lumbar to the roof as much as we can. And then nice and controlled, roll it back through. And really try and get the front open. Beautiful, last one. Come to neutral. Hop down on your mat. I'm gonna roll to finish. So, you've got your two options again. You can either hang on to your knees at the front and back and just do your normal roll that you'd have done with me before, or if you want to make it a little harder, hands go through the knees, hold on to the sides of your feet, and you rock and roll in that position. Watching out for your head and neck. You want to get to that point right between the shoulder blades and hold it there. Good. Back and forward. Do two more and then we'll stand up to the last one. Last one here. Let go of the feet. Come to a stand. And that's class. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time.